56 years of hurt, more penalty misery, and another quarter-final exit.
Evening, Tate.
Evening, Jack. How are we?
Good. I'm all right after the weekend. How about yourself?
Bit gutted.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. I'm a very, very cold human being.
Yeah, you look it.
Sat here, episode 23. It's a bit of a stark contrast to episode 1 with a nice cold tinny. Both sitting here with no shirts on.
Yeah, hot as anything.
We're sitting here in coats and I've got a woolly hat on.
Yeah, and now we're not sure if our cars outside will be stuck on ice or under snow or God knows what. So.
Snowed in the bunker.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, not too bad, all things considering. It's obviously a shame about the result, which we'll get on to.
Yeah, it was a big shame.
But we are English fans, and it's not like it's happened.
No, we're used to it. So it's...
And as the intro said, 56 years of hurt. Another 2 years for another tournament.
At least.
Here we go. Well, the teaser is very suitable to the 56 years of hurt. And I'll start off. Please bear with me if I've worded this wrong. England haven't won a World Cup since 1966. But how far back can you go naming the teams that have eliminated us? So I want you to start with Qatar 22 World Cup. And obviously France have just eliminated us. How far back can you go?
Who beat us, basically?
Yeah.
Probably not very far, but yeah. Okay.
And this is one for the listeners. And also there should maybe we can do a prize in the thing. But if you honestly... Well, obviously, we believe our listeners. Drop us a DM or drop us a message. How far back you went and how many you got right.
Yeah.
For your older listeners out there, I go back to as far as 1974.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm just thinking. My dad's 1963, so he would have been 9. Maybe he could go that far back. I don't know. So no, that is the teaser. England haven't won a World Cup since 1966, but how far back can you go naming the teams that eliminated us?
Good. Not very far, but yeah, good one.
Well, there's only one place to start.
Yes.
England versus France, quarterfinals, Saturday the 10th of December. So on our previous podcast, we did a bit of a preview looking into it, and we're both confident that we could get the win.
Yeah, I think that was because of this tournament. Obviously, maybe previous, recent years have been quite good, but yeah, I think then a little bit of hope and a little bit of belief sort of crept in and maybe altered my real thoughts. But yeah, I did, and the game sort of panned out the way I thought. Obviously, I felt England would win, but yeah, it was that really tight, tense game, wasn't it? Really,
it's like a proper international game, where it's tight, like you said,
stage and two good sides with two groups of players that are all very good. And knew what was at stake, and yeah, just didn't quite...
And get settled by the finest of margins.
Yeah, and it was, and everyone keeps saying it this week, and that's what it's it's being talked about in the finest of margins, and we talk about it, but yeah, it's exactly what separated the both sides.
I mean, I say credit to this England team, because prior to the World Cup starting, I did say that I thought we'd be eliminated in the quarters against France.
Yeah. And
the games before that led me to believe, actually, hang on a bit, I don't think France look as good as they were 4 years ago. No. I think we look good. I think they're beatable, and we can definitely potentially get something out of it. And maybe we should have, but should we start the lineups?
Yeah.
England
go through
were unchanged from the side that beat Senegal, with Southgate choosing to stick with back 4. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I like the team choice. You can't argue with it. I think, it was right to go with the 4 at the back, and that's what we all sort of weren't too sure about. Was right, is he going to play 4? Is he going to play 5? Will he be all conservative? But yeah, he decided to go away from that and play with the 4 and this sort of attacking lineup as much as we could. And it was good to see. I couldn't. Yeah, maybe Rashford. We'll get on to Rashford maybe with the subs and stuff, but he might have had a shout. I was not expecting, but I wouldn't have been surprised if Sterling would have started.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a whole, the team was what it should be.
As was expected. And France, on the same hand, were also unchanged from their last 16 tie against Poland.
Yeah, that side they started as well. Like you said, the round of 16. That's their team. They're considered best team, if you like. They had that final group game against Tunisia where they just had an assortment of players. But apart from that game, they've played exactly that side that we got beat against. So
Yeah, I know there was a little bit of mind games, weren't there, with Mbappe apparently not training, and
yeah,
but
he was always going to start. Always.
And yes, I thought the game was started a bit tentative, a little bit cautious the first 10 minutes or so. I don't think England. I think England looked quite good.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it more. But as a whole, you can't. I don't know. That's me trying to explain now. It's hard to say what sort of happened and how I feel, but that's how it was almost. It was like you can't really be that angry about it or frustrated that we didn't do this or didn't try that. I thought we played well. We probably edged the game slightly. I think if we play them 10 times, we beat them more than we lose. And I think for once, in a big game, we played really well. And again, we just obviously come out on the wrong side of it. But
I mean, I'm sure we'll get onto this man a few times, but the refereeing performance.
Yeah, that
wasn't great,
no.
And England did seem to, even if it was 50-50, could have gone France, but every single thing seemed to go against us. I mean, it just happened, didn't it?
Yeah,
We've had it previously with England, and it seems to happen again.
And we didn't lose the game because of the ref.
No,
and that's not what you're saying. That's definitely we didn't lose the game because.
But you feel that sort of growing.
Bloody hell, he was poor. He was. Really
how do I describe that? Growing, like not chip on your shoulder. You know what I mean? Just like, it's going to be one of these days, and it did pan out to be like one of them that you just think, and that's another. Typical England again. Like it's always us.
And the ref was just shocking. It's just some of the decisions that he didn't make, and the fouls and penalties and whatever. Just awful. Just an awful ref. But it's probably sounds like typical English moaning about the refs, but it's the way it was. And the ref was terrible. But we didn't lose the game. We did not go through because of the ref. But just to confirm, he was rubbish.
First 10 minutes was pretty tight, and then it was on 17 minutes, or was it 16 minutes? Saka had the ball on the edge of their box, dispossessed. I'm going to say, maybe fouled.
Quite abruptly,
Was it 29 seconds later?
Yeah. Ball
in the back of the net. A foul for you or not?
Oh, it's 1-0, but it's a foul on Saka every day of the week. Every day, any league, any level, any ref, male, female, it's a free kick. It's just simple fact is that is a free kick. Why the lino is directly in front of it, can't do anything about it. The referee, wherever he's positioned, can't see it. It's a free kick. And then, to be honest, the goal itself, it goes down the left. I think Rice attempts to tackle Mbappe, who obviously the danger man, doesn't quite get contact, but as it ends up with that, is it Tushemeni?
Yeah,
absolutely butcher his name, but the bloke that scored, if you freeze frame the game and took a picture, anyone of any level, even the highest level Southgate England players, they'll be happy with where the ball was. He was about 23, 24 yards out, centre of the pitch. We had players behind the ball, a midfielder that's not considered a danger man, that's not considered a person that won't go on to do what he did. You think, right, we're in a good position here. Mbappe's moved the ball on, and Griezmann's not on the ball, and you think you're quite happy, but then he obviously unleashes a shot and finds the corner.
So obviously, ball hits the back of the net. Two things about that goal. I do think it's a foul on Saka, but 100%. Also I think the ball has now travelled too far to disallow.
Oh, I don't.
VAR can't, because that's on the other way around.
Yeah.
Like I said, 30 seconds, and like Rice had a little pop at Mbappe.
Yeah.
Ball's got played. Could have been. I think it's the chance is gone.
Oh no, it's not. The rules are you literally. The rules literally say you cannot turn it around unless Saka lost the ball and the bloke that tackled him shoots from where he was and it goes in the net. That's obviously never going to happen. But you can't go back. But like I'm saying, in that moment, the ref should have gave a free kick.
Straight away.
The linesman should have gave it. So.
And the second thing on that, so I think Lee Dixon mentioned a commentary, and I just actually got, as I arrived at the bunker, finished off Ben Foster's podcast, and obviously he's a former England Premier League goalkeeper. He suggested that Pickford would be disappointed and should have saved it. I mean, he's a Premier League goalkeeper. He knows more than I do. I think that's very harsh.
Yeah, I mean,
he's hit it well.
I've heard similar things, and the top professionals that obviously been in around that level, they are saying and suggesting that maybe he would be annoyed. And I'm sure, yes, Pickford's conceded a goal in a World Cup quarter-final. Yes, he's going to be annoyed, but in the moment I was watching it, I wouldn't really say it's Pickford's. I don't know. It was gliding away, wasn't it? It's found the corner. It was a good strike.
It's a hell of a strike. I think it was an ITV host game, wasn't it? But they were like, the ITV cursed again.
Yeah.
Ball went like 80 miles an hour.
They gave the stats, didn't they?
And it balled a bit like. Yeah. Maybe it might be the old joke on Pickford. He's got T-Rex arms, and someone like Nick Pope, because he's 6'6", possibly might have saved it. But He's also 6 foot. He's got to get down.
Yeah.
I think it's incredibly harsh to blame.
And they're saying about Bellingham. Bellingham came out.
Went for his legs.
I couldn't. Yeah, Bellingham's rushed out, tried to stop the shot. But like I said, if you're playing and you're in that position, you're happy where they've got the ball. So yes, you go and press, but even if he shoots, you think, oh, we'll be fine. Pickford's, it's a long distance to cover. He'll be fine. But yeah, and that was just one of them. It was just a tiny little things. And like we're talking about, could Pickford moved his feet slightly quicker? Bellingham, if his leg was an inch to the right or left, he might have blocked it. Yeah, Declan Rice might have taken down Mbappe.
Yeah, could have got a yellow card, yeah.
But not a goal. The foul should have been given on Saka, so that was how close it was. And yeah, we 1-0 down.
Just a catalogue of just sort of things that everything went away. Everything went against England on that chance. But it can't take nothing away from the strike. He's really impressed me so far. Chukwemeni.
Yeah,
Chukwemeni. I wish I knew how to say his name. He looks and plays exactly like Paul Pogba.
Yeah,
you see him and you wouldn't know the difference though. No. They just plays with that sort of laid back style.
Must be young, 20,
21,
19,
22, maybe
yeah.
like that age. Yeah. Plays for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
In there, he just looks a proper player. I know he obviously made an error later on in the game, but he looks a real good player for the future.
Yeah,
but I was pleased with how England reacted to the goal.
Yeah, we were good. The whole game though, and maybe the start was a bit, like you said, a bit edgy and cagey. It's going to be, but yeah, even from the goal, we reacted really well, and I just thought we were good the whole time. We couldn't complain.
So shortly after that, I think Saka got the ball on the right hand side again, dangerous again, and he slid through Kane on the edge of the box.
Yeah. Tried to lift over.
Sorry, I forgot about the.
Was that one? Or not?
Yeah. No, there's two
down
that one.
Yeah,
so
okay,
Kane did all he could really. Yeah, it was a good save from Lewis. He came out, rushed out.
Again, if the ball just directed slightly right, it might have gone over and gone in. Who knows? But that was how we were playing. We were on the front foot. I don't think we created a ridiculous amount of chances, but that we were confident in the way we were playing and going forward. So it was good to see.
I think that's where we looked our most dangerous, where Henderson coming across to the right.
Yeah.
Saka, I thought, played really, really well.
Yeah.
And Kane was going in them little channels. And then shortly after that, again, he played him through, and then he was brought down by Upamecano.
Upamecano.
I'm going to butcher his name again. VR did look at it. It had to be outside the box.
Yeah.
If it was, because that's a foul.
Oh, it's a foul, but it's a foul. Again, same as Saka. It's a free kick.
Why is it not a free kick anyway?
It's a foul, free, whatever. But I think the rule is, because the ref didn't give it,
he can't then go back and give it.
Because it's if it was considered a free kick, then they can't change it. But if it was considered a penalty, then they can change it and give the penalty. Mm-hmm. But obviously, I was out watching it, and you try and concentrate, and you're looking, but you can't really hear the commentary. You don't know what's going on. They obviously don't know what's going on. So I think it was. I don't know. It was, again,
from what I'm led to believe, it was outside the box. Kane's legs were outside the box. That's where it tangled, and he fell in the box.
It was so close. But yeah.
But
like
again,
I said, if it's a free kick, you can't go back.
The first one with Saka, why is it not a free kick?
Yeah, but just give it.
It is a free kick.
Exactly. At the moment, just give something. Then you can check if it's on the line, in the box, off, or whatever, outside. Who knows? But yeah, how is that not a foul? The guy's through Kane's legs. Not even. It wasn't a dive. It wasn't like a little brush of the shoulder. His leg was through Kane's both. It's just, it just sums up the ref. Really sums up the ref.
And he was making a lot of these. What was I say? Upamecano was making a lot of these rash calls. He kept running. He wanted to nick the ball right in front of the attacker every single time.
Kane was doing really well. I thought against him.
Really and looked an accident waiting to happen. Really.
He was. Kane had. I thought Kane was good, but against that centre half, I thought he played really well.
And I'm trying to think, did they have any more chances, England, just before?
We had one, it dropped in a box, didn't it?
Yes.
And it seemed like it dropped.
It's that corner, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Maguire was...
It was like everyone just, no one went near the ball, no French player, no English player, and then suddenly it got cleared away, but that was it really, I think. And Bellingham shot was at the second half.
The second half, it was shortly after. And then, obviously, half-time, I think, we are disappointed to be 1-0 down, but we can be uplifted the fact that we're playing...
Kane had a shot from outside the box, didn't he, as well, but like I said, there wasn't many chances. But like you're saying, it was good. It was a good, confident. We were 1-0 down, but we weren't fazed by it and carried on and still tried to play, which is good.
Mbappe was quiet, and at the end of the day, like you said, we've conceded a shot from 20 yards, 25 yards out, maybe even 20 yards out.
Yeah.
I know it's annoying.
It's not a lot in, but about it. Yeah, there's, like we said, there's all those little things that happened that led up to the goal, and it's not good. You don't want to be 1-0 down, but we were so.
I think we started. Did you expect any changes at half time?
No,
No.
I didn't think. The whole like I keep saying, we were just good. The team played well throughout. There was no need to change it. We were threatening. We were looking like we were going to score the next goal. So again, happy with it.
So we started second half. Second
half.
How we'd finished the first, and I thought you, like you just alluded to there with Bellingham's. Was it come from a corner, didn't it? And dropped, and he sort of hit it on the bounce, and Lloris made a classic acrobatic save.
One for the camera, isn't it?
Tipped it over, but I thought that set the tone for. Here we go. And again, Saka on that right hand side was driving in.
Yeah.
He lost his rank when he got fouled. Well,
yeah.
He got fouled, but obviously wasn't a foul.
But then moments later, they had the ball and they got a free kick for less than what Saturday. It was just mental.
That's the first time I've ever seen him for Arsenal or England just
actually
turn around
show
and
some emotion. Yeah,
his arm at the ref. God's child, just being
calm down,
showing ill discipline. And like you said, it was literally 10 seconds, not even 10 seconds, 5 seconds after. Something even less of what happened got given. It was just like, what is going on?
It was very frustrating.
And that probably, what was it, about 5-10 minutes later, Saka got the ball again on the right hand side. 10 minutes into the second half, 1-2 of Bellingham.
Yeah, nice.
And took one touch, dummied took a many, and was brought down. Stonewall penalty.
Yeah. And the ref, thankfully, but he was in a good position to give it straight away. So you couldn't ignore that. But definite pen and Harry Kane.
9 minutes. Well, the goal was scored on the 54th, but I think they looked at it for a little while because
you never know.
They just do. And Kane stepped up to equal Wayne Rooney's record.
Yes.
I mean, it was always going to be a penalty.
Yeah. And then 40 games less as well, doesn't he? 53 goals.
Yeah.
Very good.
Outstanding record.
Yeah.
And they showed the little graphic pop up in the corner of all the ones he scored and missed.
Just all the penalties were everywhere, weren't they? But
his usual side is top left or that way to the left to his left, goalkeeper's right.
Yes,
that is the way. Occasionally down the middle, normally always against Arsenal, straight down the middle.
I
don't know if that record was England as well, but that rep
there,
he loves one down the middle against Arsenal.
Yeah, cuts it across himself, doesn't he? And I'm surprised. I know we're talking about the second penalty, but I'm surprised Lloris just didn't dive that way anyway. We talk about it because he obviously knows him very well, but I don't know why he dived left, but but
maybe. But that was. This
maybe
is what we'll get into a bit.
He's going to change ways and.
The mind games there are just
I think we'll
so
leave
intense,
that for this.
and we'll get into it. But already you can the what's that? The clocks are ticking. The clogs are ticking in your head.
They're in each other's heads. They know. They know exactly what each other want to do.
We've all seen that Harry Kane picture of the thing, and you're saying that was pinned up, I guarantee, on Hugo Lloris's door.
Without doubt.
He's been watching
on his water bottle, everything.
He's watched every single Harry Kane penalty he's taken over the last 12 months, knowing.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah, but it was, and at the moment, yes, brilliant penalty.
Before he took it, any doubt?
No, of course not. And you watch highlights again. That's what I spoke about today. But you watch some highlights, and the commentators never in doubt. Danny Murphy says, "Yep, bank my house on him scoring." So, and that's the whole attitude of the whole country. That's not just Tottenham fans. That's not Harry Kane's wife.
I hate it normally.
Yeah,
just like
that is everybody's opinion on that moment. Is that Harry Kane, yes, you're the man. You will definitely score. It's just whether the goalie gets a hand to it or whatever.
Yeah.
So
because I think with Kane, especially like we've seen over the course of this World Cup with penalty shootouts and whatnot, I would say 90% of the people who watch football prefer if they could pick a run up. Yeah. It's Harry Kane's. It's not like a Lewandowski that disgraceful.
Yeah.
I don't care. He's an absolute legend of the game. Fantastic, but that.
Yeah.
Was one of the worst. He's the one that Laurie saved. Obviously, was one of the worst things I've ever seen. But but
Neymar does it in a little trot up, and people do.
When it works, it looks cool.
Yeah, walk up to it and things like that. But if you are going to take a penalty,
just whack.
Harry Kane, little jog up to it, smash. That is what Kane does.
We'll get on it to it later, but I think people can accept. A smash and a bit. But
at that moment, it sent the nation into hysteria.
54 minutes in, 1-1, and you're thinking, here we go.
Game's on.
We're playing well. We are the better team.
Yeah.
What we got to veer.
Yeah.
Let's go. And they continued that way. A bit apart from that classic saying, you're most vulnerable after you just got that little chance with
Rabiot. We were still celebrating, and Rabiot's, when they played it through, and Rabiot runs onto it.
It bounced once and hit it straight at Pickford. And then Pickford does his classic. I don't mind him, but why every time he has to make a save, he then has to shout at someone? You've done your job.
Barrages the centre half for not defending. Oh, you shouldn't be able to do that. Has Tourette's.
He's got buddy Cal the Dragon vibes like that. Number 5.
But yeah, after that goal, we thought, right, we're in this game here. It's gonna be like it carried on the whole game, tight, tense affair, but we were confident.
And like you said, Kane's first penalty take him level with Rooney's goal. Was it 53 goals?
53 goals. I'm not sure in how many games, but I know it's 40 less than what Rooney got.
And that is some, like, I was going to shout out to Harry. He's obviously not going to listen to this, but it's a real good achievement to be England's all-time leading goal scorer.
He's going to smash that record. And I'll talk about it, but he's going to smash Tottenham's record, so, yeah.
It's something, yeah.
He's an incredible player.
Well done. We continued to play really well on the front foot. I remember, I don't know if I've got too ahead of myself here, when Giroud had a chance.
Pickford save. I think it was that before Maguire's header.
Yes, it was. Yeah. No, it was after Maguire's header. Maguire had the header first.
So we hit the post with Maguire.
Yeah.
And then,
It's from a free kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, he sort of, I think he didn't quite come off his
shoulder,
shoulder,
was a bit behind him, I think, and he went to head it. He went nuts, didn't he? He was disappointed. He was disappointed that he didn't get his big slab on that.
But then, Giroud had was it a header? Was it a volley? Or?
A volley, yeah. Well, maybe it bounced up, and he should have scored that.
Yeah, that was a good save from Pickford, but...
And I think it went for the corner, and then the cross came in.
Yeah, it was annoying, because we obviously defended the corner, and this is the second goal for France, and the ball come in, defended it, then it goes out wide, so that's like the classic second phase. England's defence sort of just run up, not considering the other players that are around them. Giroud's on his own, gets a bit of space. Maguire sees him too late. Then he's thinking, I've got to go mark him. And then, 2-1. Brilliant ball in from Griezmann. Yeah,
lovely ball in from Griezmann. And like I said on the Ben Foster podcast, listen, they weren't happy with Maguire there whatsoever. They said that the ball's come in. Giroud is not the most mobile player. That's what he's good. That's his bread and butter, Giroud. Maguire's got to defend that better.
Yeah.
Because the header... I know I'm being super critical here, but the header
comes off Maguire.
Is going straight at Pickford, and then it hits Maguire and goes in because Maguire's too slow.
No, if someone's defending him properly, then you defend the ball and it's cleared. It's not a goal. But yes, Maguire's too slow, but he's not too slow because he just doesn't defend him. If you know what I mean. So yes, he's slow because he's behind him. He's not defending. But if he just defended properly, picked up Giroud when the ball's out wide, then we're not talking about that. We're talking about extra time and God knows what. But it's frustrating.
It's a disappointing goal. And don't particularly like Giroud, and to see him score again, every big moment, since he's left Arsenal, he was a good player for Arsenal. But ever since then, it's just like good moments. I've seen him score in Europa Leagues and broke my heart there, and leaving you never scored in these big games for us. I think you scored in one FA Cup final for us, and we were already 3-1 up, and you came on as a sub. And I see you scoring in semi-finals for Chelsea, Europa League semis, playing in the Champions League final. What? Playing in World Cup final.
Well, now they should get to another World Cup final and possibly win the whole thing.
When he was with us, he was all right, a bit donkey most of the time. But even with us, he went France. They lost the Euro 2016 final with him because he's just donkey.
Yeah.
And now he's turned into some.
Now he's really good.
I think he's improved. He just seems to score more important goals than he did.
I think he just understands now, with France in particular. He's number 9. They've got Mbappe, Griezmann doing everything. Yeah, Dembele running for him, setting him all up, and he's just got to be in the right position, which obviously a lot easier said than done. And he's doing it very, very well.
There ain't many better in the air than him. If you put in a cross like that,
his heading's good.
He's one you want. And that cross was obviously an assist for Griezmann. He became the first French player to provide 2 assists in a knockout round for France since 1986.
Yes.
He played really, really well.
Yeah, and we're saying how good we were. France weren't bad or, we should have smashed them. They were very good as well. They're exactly what we thought and anticipated. Griezmann was good. Yes, Mbappe was kept quiet, but you still worry about Mbappe, and you're still concerned how quick and how fast he is. But they fully deserve to be where they are, 100%.
Yeah. And then 2-1, you think with 10 minutes to go. When was that goal scored? I've got it written down here.
78th, yeah.
78th minute.
And then we made 2 subs immediately
straight away. So apparently, it was Mount. So Mount was already on, wasn't he?
No, Mount and Sterling came on the 80th minute.
For Saka and Henderson, wasn't it?
Yes.
Apparently, they were going to come on already.
Right.
Prior to 1-1. Sorry, prior to 2-1, sorry. Apologies.
Yeah.
Would you have made any changes? This is all hindsight.
At the time, I wouldn't have. Maybe you'd looked at the wingers like they normally do, and just to change something. If Saka's played 80 minutes or Foden's played 85 minutes, and it's sort of not working. They're not just getting past their players. It's just something's not quite there. Then you freshen things up and you change the players around. But I wouldn't, unless there's an injury. I wouldn't have changed it. Maybe I've got it about Rashford. He possibly could, because he came on.
So
the
do you think the subs were wrong? This is all hindsight. So obviously I know we're picking apart his decisions, but we've got the benefit of hindsight to say. Would you have?
I wouldn't have personally brought on Mount or Sterling. I'd have looked at a Rashford, maybe a Grealish before those two.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, Mount comes on straight away and wins us a penalty, and I wouldn't have played Sterling. I
do think that sub was horrific.
Yeah, I don't see what Saka was doing, what Foden can do or was doing. I think Grealish and Rashford, and I wouldn't say Maddison, but that sort of player is going to come on and make an impact. I don't necessarily believe Sterling's that sort of player,
especially with what's gone on the last week.
Yeah, and
he's not been mentally ready for the game.
I know it sounds ridiculous, but he's just flown back and he's had a bit of a mad few days.
He arrived the morning before, I think, the game, 9 o'clock on Friday.
Yeah. Yes, like I said, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't have brought those two on.
No, I definitely wouldn't have changed it.
No,
because obviously the goal then forces your hand that you have to be more attacking. I do think the Saka sub was bad. I think he was our most dangerous player on that right hand side, linking up with Kane really well and Bellingham. Henderson, I think, was the one, if you wanted to go for it.
Yeah, drag him off.
But then, like you said, I would have gone for maybe a Rashford and then bring Foden inside, put Rashford on the left.
Yeah, basically what Southgate done, but I would have just preferred to see a Rashford come on and keep a Foden and Saka on the pitch. But
so Mount, like I said, wasn't on for too long, and he got on the end. Well, he didn't get on the end.
No.
Bellingham played a long ball, overhit, going straight to the goalkeeper, and then out of nowhere, Lucas Hernandez just
thought, I'll have some of that.
I'll have some of that. Bosh him in the back.
But in the same, it took however long for the VAR to get involved. The ref didn't give it, just waved it away straight away. I was thinking, none of that. It was I don't know, we all sat there and watched and were like screaming for a foul penalty. It had to be, and like I think Mount had whiplash from it. His like neck and head all just skyrocketed back and forward. It was just a clear foul. But thankfully they did look in. We got given a penalty.
4 minutes it took.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And I do think we will get onto this all built up.
Yes.
The
moment. Crescendo.
Crescendo. That was the exact word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to give it. I thought they've looked at it for 4 minutes now.
Honestly, I didn't. I thought the ref would even go to the screen and go, no.
Just because
it's a goal kick.
It's so blatant. It's sort of. This is going to sound really stupid if you don't. It's so blatant. It's like sort of not a penalty. Like, why is it not? Why is it taking so long?
Yeah.
What are you looking at? Are you thinking it's fair game? Are you thinking because he's not going to get the ball?
Yeah. Or is Mount because Mount knows he's not going to, as he dived or trying to be theatrical. But I know, I'm with you. I'm like, how and why has it taken that amount of time to reach that decision? But I did. So.
And then, like you saw, Kane finally got the ball. I mean, it was never. So I've seen a few silly shouts where they're saying, "Oh, he should never have taken something."
What a load of rubbish.
Okay. I've said this. Right, you tell me who's going to take it, and they were like, "Oh, Declan Rice or Henderson." Well, Henderson was on the pitch, so that's gone. Declan Rice's record for penalties is horrific for West Ham. If you've seen him take them, he takes them like Wilfred Zaha and always puts them to the keeper's right and like skews them and
drags it wide, whatever.
Can't do the Kane. I know, obviously, the Kane classic off the top right. He can't do that. Who else you got? Saka's off the pitch.
Yeah.
Sterling, bad record for Man City. Foden, was he still on? I don't think he's got the best record.
Yeah.
Bellingham, has he ever taken a penalty? I don't know.
No.
Luke Shaw's taken one penalty in his life, and that was in a shootout.
Yeah.
Maguire, probably the only one on the pitch you probably trust, but you're not letting Maguire take it.
No, you're just
Stones, not a chance. No. Walker, probably not, and maybe Pickford. Come on.
Yeah, maybe Rashford.
Was Rashford on yet?
With a penalty, I'm not sure, to be fair. I can't remember what minute it was. Rashford came in 85th, probably wasn't it?
No, I don't think he was on yet.
Okay. So, well, even then, like you're saying, for the exact reason, Kane's record is ridiculous. He's just scored a penalty in the game. He's about to score his second penalty that he wants to take anyway. But all for these reasons is why it's also the flip side. It's loads of pressure on him. He's on the same record as Rooney. It's so hard. He scored so many penalties for. It's a quarter final for his country. He's the captain. He's played with Lloris for 10 years or whatever it is. He's probably taken hundreds, if not thousands, of penalties against shots taken against Lloris. Lloris has studied everything. There's so much on it. He looks behind the goal and sees a horde of English fans. Probably sees like the odd Tottenham shirt. There's all sorts going through his head. But even in that breath, there's no one else in the world that you would say to take it.
Funny you say that. What did we discuss in the podcast
Exactly.
last week?
Yeah. And
would you step up?
no chance. And in that moment, like, yeah, you see the divs that down a pub and they're calling him a mong or like, oh, you mong and you, why are you taking that, you Spurs, where what, the bloke who's like probably a carpenter or a scaffy and lives in Stockport, what, you're going to go in your Timberlands and boot
do you think how ironic it was that we brought up last pod saying, if you've got a penalty to take,
and then that happens, yeah.
would you step up yourself?
Yeah.
Take all that pressure on?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's all... I could love to just sit there and think, like you said, you look in the crowd, you look at eye contact, and you're just like...
Oh, God. Imagine the fear.
Your whole intestines would fall out of your stomach.
Imagine
you do a Lineker and like crap on the pitch.
Honestly, I couldn't cope.
The adulation is like I can't. Like, even for me, my dream would be ever to score a tap-in for Arsenal against Stockport in the round 1 of the Carling Cup. Or like we could be 10-0 up, and I'd score a little tap-in, and I would run around with my shirt off, knee slide everywhere, like milk at most. Like to have just to score 1 goal would be like, and like I said, to break the England record. Yeah. Because I was trying to count down. Let's list the factors were going on here. Yeah. It was the 85th minute. Yeah. He's just equalled the record to break the all-time England record against Hugo Lloris, who's his club captain, numerous penalties, and he's already taken a penalty already.
Yes.
They're losing. Yes. So he's got to score.
Yeah, he needs to score to keep us in the game.
We've got 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Quarter final. Yeah. He's already gone his favoured way. Yeah. And the keeper's already gone the other way.
He wants to score anyway because of the World Cup. He wants to have more goals. It's the biggest moment at that moment in time for England. There's so many things, but and sadly we'll know what happened.
And did you have any thought he might miss? I never with Kane penalties.
I didn't think he'd miss, but I was obviously nervous.
Did you have more doubt?
This is probably the only time I think, God.
Did you have more doubt than the first one?
Yes, yeah, and that's like you said, the first one I was like, well, it's done. It's a goal. Let's just go back to the centre.
What he does.
Yeah, kick off. But for that one, for that one, obviously, for exactly all those stuff we're talking about, it's a huge pressure moment. We need the goal to carry on this game and see what happens. And that was the only time I've been. I wouldn't say I thought he was going to miss, but you were slightly nervous. And he just absolutely smashed it like he normally does, and got right underneath it and sails over the bar.
I'm saying this isn't when I'm high, but when ITV zoomed into his face, he did look more nervous. He was a bit more redder in the face, maybe because it was the 85th minute.
Yeah, but like you said, it took a bit of time to get to the point where he took it, and even the first one.
And Mbappe went to Lloris
and said whatever, and even the first penalty, I know he scored, it's a brilliant penalty, but the ref told him to move the ball and fix it on the spot, and he never has to do that. He's never done that. He always just puts it down,
pulls your socks up.
Yes, takes a few steps back, waits for the whistle, smashes it home. And so I don't know. There's so many there's tiny little margins, little factors that happen. We don't see and we're not aware of. But it was just.
But even like I said, the clock's ticking in his head, just going.
And we're thinking this now in the bloody recording this and saying all this stuff. He's at the World Cup. He's in that moment. He's at the penalty spot. He's got to do it. So imagine what he's going through his head. Unbelievable.
He's classic. How do I word it? His classic penalty is it's a thump.
He's
an absolute thump. And
it's just that
when it goes wrong, that's what happens. When Lewandowski does his shimmy, he looks an absolute tool. But it's a different way of it going wrong. If you know what I mean?
I think Kane just. For some reason it's come here, but this season, was it this season?
He's missed 3 or 4 this season where he's blasted it over.
Or last season in the Europa League, back end, when I think Europa League, he might have took one. We won the game, it was done, but he took a penalty and done exactly that.
It was sorry. Yeah. Sorry to hit the mic. It was Champions League this season, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well,
was it Marseille? You were 3-0 up or something like that. He'd already scored a penalty.
Yeah.
And his second one, he blazed it over the bar.
He just done exactly that, same as
he's missed 2 or 3 this year, but blazing it over. But that's his style of missing. I don't know if that makes any sense to your listeners, but someone like a Neymar who does the little shimmy shot, you never see Kane sort of drag it wide.
And like we said, I think we said previously about Shearer, but because they take so many, they're gonna miss. It's just law of averages, isn't it? You're gonna miss, but it's just a disaster that obviously quarterfinals he misses it there.
A point is just I just thought of this, and I've not actually heard anyone bring this up. Actually, his last pressure penalty for England was obviously no, he scored in the shootout in the final, but he did miss in the semis, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did. I just thought about that. He did miss in the semis. He went the other way. And Schmeichel saved it, and obviously scored the rebound. But I guess he scored so many of them.
Yeah, and he's like I said, he's good. He's gonna beat Wayne Rooney's goal scoring record. He will become Tottenham's top goal scorer, and obviously the target is the Premier League top goal scorer. So purely, if you just look at goals scored, he's ridiculous. And like we keep saying, in that moment, you wouldn't pick anyone else.
Like you said, if you're picking of all the players, he's 9.9 out of 10 for penalties.
Yeah.
The next closest one is we're clutching.
Yeah, you start scrapping about, and you like you said, you mentioned Pickford, the goalie. So it just
we mentioned last spot, didn't know who would be your 5 penalty takers,
and we struggled.
We struggled knowing who'd be on the pitch, and Rashford would probably be the next one. But even he's got a checkered past of histories. Same as Saka, Rice I wouldn't trust, and then you are clutching at Maguire, but he's just not going to happen.
No, it's Kane, but yeah, like we said, it was just, and you saw the footage after of Kane, the players, and even the fans. Everyone was just in shock. Obviously, he gutted he's missed, but it was almost like, oh my god, he's actually missed a target here. Like you think, oh, maybe hit the goal or keeper saves it, but yeah, he's absolutely blasted it over, and yeah, just couldn't believe that Harry Kane had missed.
And Kane became the first player both to score and miss a penalty in a World Cup match since Michael Bilic for Czechoslovakia against USA in 1990.
Yes.
Do you think, this is all ifs and buts maybes, but if his penalty was the same on target as the first one, would Lloris, because he went the right way, I still don't think Lloris would have saved it.
No, that's what we were saying when we were watching it with people we were there with. But yeah, exactly that, all right, the keeper goes the right way, but he hits it with so much power and so much accuracy that if it's on target, it's the goalie's going in with the ball. So yeah, I don't think Lloris would have stopped it.
And for me, that just...
That was it.
You just felt like that.
Yeah.
And England didn't really...
We had the free kick at a very,
but there was,
which is a brilliant hit.
We had 8
Rashford.
minutes of injury time, and then that was the 97th minute Rashford on.
Yeah.
When we heard the screams for get James Ward-Prowse on. Texture after night.
There was a few because they showed Beckham on the screen as well, and there was a few shouts. Oh, he should have took the penalty. Oh, get in the bin. But yeah.
And then it was unlucky, like.
Yeah, if that free kick would have gone in, wow. Yeah. Because the angle from behind the goal, Lloris just watches the ball fly, and obviously he's praying that it doesn't go in the goal. And
I was surprised of Lloris's goalkeeping because
he was good.
I was so sure that Rashford was going to go keeper side. Like it was probably too close to go up and over. And I do think if you got up and over, and like fair enough, like
and the way Rashford
he scored against Wales keeper side.
Yeah, and the way he hits the ball, he like a Ward-Prowse. I know you joke, but Ward-Prowse has that sort of David Beckham sort of curling up and over. But yeah, Rashford's more power, and yeah, just unfortunately over the bar. But yeah, that would have been incredible.
And then that was curtains.
Yeah, and that was England's tournament done.
England
finished,
eliminated from the quarterfinals. Was it 7th time?
Seventh time knocked out at this stage of a World Cup, more than any other country.
Disappointing. And then obviously we'll run through a few numbers here, but this is when all the stats come about England's bad form, and England have never won a World Cup match. They've been losing at half time.
Really?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Which is quite mad.
I think that was important though. The first goal in that game was although we got back in, I was still confident. But yeah, to make it 1-0 was a big moment for France.
And it is disappointing looking back on it. Like the game was there, and obviously we'll get onto it later with the other games, and it's another chance.
Yeah.
Another one that slipped through your hands.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all guilty of it. Oh, this is who we're going to get in the final. This is who we're going to get in the semi-final. When we're in the round of 16, this is how it's going to go. Oh, Brazil have been knocked out. Wow, we got the final now. We're going to play Portugal are out. We're in the final already.
Yeah.
We beat France. We're in the final.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go Croatia. We're going to
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Everyone's predicted, and we put some polls up and stuff. But majority of people, 89% of people, all went for teams that are out. So obviously it's Croatia, Argentina, and France, Morocco. But yeah, a lot of people obviously favoured England. But yeah, everyone else would have gone for the other teams that are all out of the competition. Brazil are now out. Portugal played Morocco. They're out. So yeah, it's a massive shame, huge shame.
I think we won't go. We'll have a break in a bit, but then after the break we'll talk about Southgate.
Yeah.
But a few just to round up the game and round up England's sort of World Cup so far. Yeah. As much as I was disappointed, but it was what I expected.
Yeah.
Going in, this was my expectation.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people would have said quarterfinal because, like you just said about the route, but everyone would match us up with France at this stage, and that one is what it was. It was basically a flip of the coin, wasn't it?
And I think Carragher wrote an article I read maybe last night, was that he believed England, from the 4 games they played, England were the best team he's seen so far.
Yeah.
They've scored 13 goals at this World Cup, and it's the highest number of goals they've ever scored at a single major tournament, whether that's a Euros or a World Cup. And I do think they were playing well. They were probably the better side of the night, and unfortunately,
it's probably more sad and makes it more gutting and frustrating is that we were good. We were, I don't say necessarily we dominated the game and absolutely battered France. They had some really good chances as well, and obviously, they scored twice. But just thought it was a good performance. It was refreshing to see that we went out there and we thought, right, we're gonna have a go at this and try and beat the other team instead of just soaking up all the pressure.
We didn't respect them, which I liked. We just went.
Yeah, and even
we're a good issue.
And even the Mbappe, because it was the whole week the media was building up to Mbappe versus Walker, but Walker was very good. He just defended very well. Mbappe maybe got past him once, I think, in the second half.
Yeah, it was on the left, wasn't it?
Yeah, when Walker made it. Yeah, he wanted a bit of a foot race, but he defended well, kept him very quiet. One of the best players in the world, possibly. It was just obviously gutted in the end, really.
I think that sums up pretty much what I've got to say on the game. I don't know if you've got anything else you'd like to add.
No.
I think we'll have a quick break and then we'll come back and talk Gareth Southgate.
Yeah, we'll have a bit of chat about England and sort of cover the rest. So yeah.
Hello, listeners. It's former England and Premier League player Matt Jarvis here. Hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Remember to support the podcast by sharing with your friends and family and leaving that 5-star review. Now, come on, you Irons, and stay loyal.
Right, without sounding too basic, I'm going to ask you a simple question. Southgate in or out?
I would say in.
Yeah?
Yourself?
I would say in, just because I think the candidates out there don't thrill me. Obviously, there's 2 parts to this, like there always is. Yes, we've had disappointing losses, but also in my lifetime, we've always been a quarter-final team.
Yeah.
He's brought back. I'm not the biggest England fan. I'll openly admit that. Like, I am club over country every day of the week. Like,
yeah, definitely.
My first thing as soon as that game ended was, okay, that's good, because now we've got Ramsdale.
Kane,
we've got Ramsdale and
Saka
back for West Ham, and hopefully that messes Kane up for the season.
Yeah.
That's me being brutally honest.
That's
I can quite close that chapter of England like that quite quickly.
Yeah.
Like, move on. Here we go. Premier League, we're top. Let's go.
And I think most people are that way inclined, and I'm very similar. Yeah. Yes, it's gutted. You're annoyed at the time, but a couple of days later, I'm all right. I'm fine.
So the standout things, obviously, I think I tagged you in that, buddy. Joey Barton.
Oh God, yeah.
I thought it was a bit harsh. Like, he's a nice player. He doesn't do anything. Like, some managers deserve to get the stick they get. Someone like Mourinho causes a lot of uproar. Matt Southgate's just a nice bloke at the end of the day. Like, he doesn't deserve any stick or abuse, things like that. But the standout big losses we've got here, I'll just run through them. Croatia World Cup semi-final, Italy Euro final, France World Cup quarter-final. I think where it doesn't help him is that we could have won.
We could,
all
but
of them. Like,
what I'd say about Croatia is that they're showing again this World Cup. All right, yes, we lost, and we think for whatever reason we're better than this level, but maybe we're not. Croatia, a country of 4 million, I think, their population. They're in another World Cup semi-final, so they could get back-to-back. I've got a little bit about Croatia, but could be back-to-back World Cup finals.
Yeah, so. Like you said, I think that's a bit of English arrogance.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd say the biggest one, not that we should have, but the one I feel, the Euros against Italy, essentially at home at Wembley Stadium, full of English people. Pretty much had a home tournament all the way through the Euros, and we lose on penalties.
Game,
and yes, we lose at the final moment in a 50-50 situation. But apart from that game, Italy, I'm not so much like Southgate. Basically, people will say, he bottles it against the. We've never beat anyone of note. Well, it's not how it really. You can't really. It's who you play against. It is what it is.
Yeah, and also that's sort of. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, but who you play against. We have on paper had a pretty easy run through all these.
Possibly,
In the Euros,
yeah,
we played no
possibly.
one hard.
No, well, possibly when we played Germany. Germany are.
They were,
Yeah, I know they're team, but they're Germany. Do you know what I mean? They're Germans.
Yeah, but you look at this World Cup, they're washed.
Yeah, but then in the same breath, we're England. We won it in '66. We've never done nothing in up
What
until
right have we got to
even
be
till now,
arrogant?
we're still exactly what we're saying. Even till now, we've done nothing. Do you know what I mean? We've not qualified for recent tournaments, World Cups and Euros. We've got eliminated in group stages. So yeah, everyone's saying we should beat Croatia, we should beat France, we should win the Euros. Well, why? What have we done? We won it in '66. Fantastic. Like we've done. We're not this superpower that everyone thinks. And I think Southgate has rebuilt that that sort of image of England and English football, I think.
Because I can't remember whether I read it or I heard it on the radio yesterday or today. Since being obviously following football now, I've never, until I would say later stages of 2018, that World Cup tournament, ever thought we could win this.
Yeah.
The Euros, I thought, we've got a very good chance here.
And that's Southgate's in charge, and there was a huge hoo-ha about him, and there will be now, but yeah, Gareth Southgate's been in charge of 3 tournaments: the 2018 semi-final, Euros final, and this World Cup. So yeah, he's the best manager we've had since Sir Alf Ramsey. So
it's the elite. There doesn't seem to. I might be talking out of way, but there doesn't seem to be the elite countries that were back maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Like you said, the Germanys, obviously it's Germany, they're meant to be big name in that, but they've been ever since they've won the World Cup, they've been dross.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
And Spain have fallen off a cliff.
Yeah, definitely.
Argentina, big country, but in our lifetime, they've obviously lost one final. But imagine if Messi didn't exist, they would be horrific.
Yeah. They'd be like standard, basic European country, wouldn't they?
The German team of 2014 I'd say were elite. The French team of 2018 were elite, but bar that, it hasn't been since Southgate's taken over.
Yeah.
Obviously, when France got knocked out of the Euros early on against Switzerland, that's a big chance. Now let's go, like I said, home thing. I do get both sides of the agreement, but both sides of the argument. Sorry, but as someone who's not totally invested in England, I would just keep it how it is because it's not working.
Yeah, well, I know you. Yes, we want to win, but like I said, and everyone says we do have a fantastic group of players, but England have never won anything.
Yeah,
have we? World Cup and I hate to do it, but it does. It just reminds me of Tottenham. Everyone moans about Tottenham and saying we don't spend money, we don't compete, and all this, but we've tried everything. We've had all sorts of managers. We've bought players. We've sold players. I've said it before, but and it's the same with England. We've had Keegan, we've had Hoddle, we've had Ericsson, we've had Capello, and now we've got Southgate, who's done an absolutely incredible job, and everyone wants him out. So what? You want Tuchel to come in and take over? What? Why? Why do you want? Why?
Funny you bring up Tottenham because I was actually going to mention that. It reminds me of, I'd say, prime Tottenham in probably your lifetime under Poch, where I know everyone says, "Oh, he didn't win anything; it's the manager's fault." He bloody tried his hardest, didn't he? He did everything he could. He went, I'm just comparing. Southgate took us to a Euro final, lost on penalties. Poch took you to a Champions League final with not signing any players and lost to a Liverpool team. What more can you do? Can you fault him for France?
No, and that's what I'm saying.
If Harry Kane buries that penalty, he does.
Southgate's not taking a penalty. I'm not digging Kane out. I'm not saying it's all Kane's fault. We didn't win the game, but yeah, Harry Kane took the penalty and missed. Do you know what I mean? Maguire is meant to be marking Giroud, didn't mark Giroud. Pickford is meant to stop the ball, didn't stop the ball for the first goal. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It's so frustrating. It's so
not
annoying.
like I said. If you look back at the Croatia game, tactically, I know we're looking back 4 years, but tactically he could have done better when we were losing the ball. Maybe you bring an extra man in midfield or whatnot. Italy, were the penalty takers wrong? Probably. That was his call.
Possibly, but then again, the players have got to be confident and they're going, I'm going to take it.
He's not just saying you're taking it. They're going to. But,
don't know, when Southgate was first appointed, I was like, bloody
100%.
hell.
Because we've just gone from Boy and we're like...
But then we had Sam Allardyce in charge for a few days. So do you know what I mean? We could be sat here, not even qualified for the World Cup, and Sam Allardyce in charge.
Because everyone, I don't know if you can remember, but after Capello got sacked, everyone wanted Redknapp.
Yeah.
Didn't they? They was like, how is he? Like, he's perfect for us.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted him. He never got it for some. It was his. I think it was his. Rosie the dog. He had a bank account. And Rosie the dog didn't he? And he was at uni at the time. And
I'm glad he did.
Doing a good job of you. And it was like he has to be. But he was probably a bit dodgy, wasn't he?
Yeah, no.
He was doing dodgy things. And
but why did people want Redknapp? What's he
because
done?
he's
because he's that
a man manager, isn't he? And
yeah.
that was what Southgate seems. He might not be the best tactician, like people have said before. If every Premier League manager sat the manager tomorrow, who's getting Gareth Southgate?
No one. Yeah, no one steps forward and goes, "Yeah, I love Southgate." But like I'm saying,
to change that round, it's not just Southgate. Could you even name half the managers in that World Cup? And would you want any of them? It's like if Conte was to go tomorrow, Brazil are the best team in the world. They must have the best manager in the world.
Yeah.
They don't.
No.
And you got some old boy who from Brazil again. Argentina, same thing. Belgium have got Roberto Martinez.
Yeah.
Like, he's a failed club manager. Wherever he's been, he's done like bang average.
And even
France, Didier Deschamps, has he ever managed a club? I don't know.
And it sounds France won the World Cup. They're currently in the semi-final of this one, but I wouldn't be like fucking begging for Deschamps to be in charge of Tottenham. Yeah, 100% agree with you.
Joachim Low was another big one.
Yeah.
At Germany, there was rumour about him, but Arsenal need him. He's a great manager and great at Germany. Well,
is he?
It's the only club he ever managed before was like a mid-table German team, and he's done.
And that's the thing. Go on.
Now, when you're a national manager, obviously you're sort of got your hands tied behind your back a little bit because you've only got a pool of players that you can't just say, "Oh, I want him."
Exactly.
He might not be German, but
what you're about to say is exactly it. And you can't, for example, I'm not having a go at Tuchel, but at club sides, he can go, "Oh, I need a striker. I'm going to go spend 40 million on a striker. I need a centre half. I'm going to go spend 60 million on a centre half and a left back." But Southgate, yes, we have a very good squad of players, and great. We have loads of potential, and we have a good team. But that is it. That is who he gets. He doesn't go and get a goalkeeper, a right back, and go and spend all this money. So, he's got the job. And in the recent years, he's found a way to help us improve, and I think he's done a brilliant job.
The four favourites out there, I want a quick yes or no whether you would have them. The favourite is Eddie Howe.
No.
I also think it's unreal. Eddie Howe's not going to leave Newcastle. They're like, it sounds stupid, but if you could be a manager of any club, what's the most exciting club to be a manager of who are growing? It's Newcastle.
No, to be honest, they've
got a great fan base. They've got millions and millions and millions of money. They're doing well. They're third in the Prem now.
Yeah, and they're on the edge of jumping into being one of the best teams in the world.
You could say in January, well, I want to sign
whoever you need.
I want to sign. I'm trying to think of a big. You know what I mean? I want to sign bloody, I don't know, Neymar. Like, it's not beyond the end world of possibility. Like, they go and bloody get him. Like, or Ronaldo.
Well, they can go and get Bellingham, for example, the one who's going to be the next person to go to a massive club. Newcastle, you might be laughing listening to this, but why not? They've got all the money in the world. And
I mean, like I said, we said the other day on the pod, 100 million is going to go minimum. You got Liverpool probably can only just about afford that.
Newcastle is drop in the ocean. It's nothing, absolutely nothing. But no, and you can go through the list, but I don't want
Potter.
No club manager will leave their club. No club manager. will
Potter's going to be sacked in February anyway, so that might come available. And the other two, like we just mentioned, Tuchel. Would you? I know you've got. He has a special place in your heart. Poch.
I wouldn't. No, I'd definitely allow Southgate until the next Euros.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say definitely for the next World Cup, but
the contract runs next year, isn't it?
Yeah, it runs out 2024, so basically a year and a half till the next Euros. Essentially, after the Euros, that's when his contract runs out. But yeah, and I think at that point maybe a change up. He's done 3 tournaments now. If he gets to the Euros, that's 4 major tournaments. We might win the Euros. Who knows? And you think, you can't get rid of him. But no, that's a really good period. That's what
2018 he took over in 2017.
Yeah, maybe 6-7 years he's been in charge. But at that point, and you need to keep improving. You need to freshen things up. And yeah, I think Southgate definitely to the next Euros.
Yeah, no, I would tend to agree. Like I just said, the options out there don't jump out at me. What are they realistically going to do? Like, apart from the World Cup and Euros, and we're all guilty of this. No one really cares about it. Like, how crap are these Nation League games? The players themselves now don't care. Like, I'm not being funny. I think the only person who really cares is maybe the youngsters getting their first cap and Harry Kane, because he knows he can break the record. He wants more goals.
Exactly.
But if you're asking, like Trent, for example, he's a great player, plays week in, week out for Liverpool, starts every game, gets numerous goals and assists for them, and he has to come to England, play against... The only games he's going to play is against San Marino, when they're going to win 10-0, and do you really want to play in them games?
No, and don't worry, yes, we're all sat here playing for your country, what you're talking about, but it's so different for them.
Well, you've already played.
They're at the top, they're the highest, they're at the highest level. That sort of probably wears off, I imagine, very, very quickly.
Especially where he's chasing down Man City, he's playing in Champions League semi-finals. He can't be bothered to play in pointless friendlies or pointless. Now, didn't they get relegated into Division B of Nations League?
Second tier, or whatever.
What even does that mean?
International football is all about the major tournaments. It's simple, and that's what Southgate has grasped. And yes, what you're talking about, we haven't won anything, but he knows. Every time a major tournament comes around, he has 4 to 6 weeks of an intense period of training and working towards the games, and that's what he builds the squad, and that's what he's done. He's built the teams up to that moment.
And hearing things from inside the camp, like here on TalkSport and that, and all, you see them on the videos, on the TikToks or on the Insta videos, or on the ones on Facebook, whatever. It's gone from the era of Ferdinand and Joe admit themselves, haven't they? That it was all cliquey, and it was Fergie's team versus Mourinho's team versus Arsenal versus Liverpool. They all play for they're all mates.
Yeah,
you see
totally different
Saka's spelling beam, or you see Maddison and Grealish are all friends with everyone. They're all on their own WhatsApp groups, and they're all just the best of mates. It seems a much healthier play, and it might.
And they're all
silly.
looking forward.
That obviously shows on the pitch because he might not be the best coach, but he's man management. And if you're happy within yourself, and you're not, because it was all the story of Sven or Capello wouldn't want the wags there, and if you're happy, you ain't missing your wife. You're not missing your kids.
Exactly, yeah.
You're away for could be up to 4 or 5 weeks. Remember, in the last Euros, they're away for, because it was COVID still. They had to isolate for 12 weeks. I don't know how long it was. Maybe not 12 weeks, but it was a long time where you couldn't even say hello to. You could only wave in the crowd to your wife,
Southgate,
kids.
He's been through that. He's played for his country. He's missed penalties in shootouts, so he knows in that period of a major tournament to, like you said, to cheer him up, which should lead into a better performance. He wants to go and see his wife or his mum or his dad, and that's what Southgate's brought into it. And I don't want to go into it all depths and pretend I know loads of things, but being the England manager is way more than just managing the team for 90 minutes in the World Cup quarter-final. He's essentially the head of the FA and the head of the English football, so it's all about grassroots and building the youth and building, when you see parks, local parks with little kids running around to Arsenal's under 15s. Southgate has got to get involved and embed what he thinks and his thoughts and opinions into all of that. It's not just World Cup in December, Qatar, Southgate then suddenly wakes up and goes to work. It's so much more than that. And I think he's been brilliant. And like I said, that when we've mentioned before, the pressure he's obviously under and the scrutiny he gets from, obviously we watch football every week. Only you really care about what Conte's doing. If he made tactical changes, I couldn't really give two. And the same with Arteta. But like we said before, the guy in the office by the water station you bump into once a week, walk up to you and say, "Oh, I don't think Kane should have taken that penalty," or I think Southgate was wrong to take. What do you know? You've watched 4 games in 4 years. You've watched the World Cup. You've watched the World Cup, and you've got your auntie or your nan will say, "Oh, I don't think he played very well," or "I don't think Southgate should have made that." Just and he gets this. He was. They would never come up to you and say, "Oh, Tate did this, did they?" Or not. It's the intense scrutiny they're always under. That and I think he does a really good job of handling it. Some people might not like him. People say he's out of his depth, but who are you going to get? Yeah, who are you going to get? What do you actually? You want basically whoever these opinions are. You want Pep Guardiola as your international manager, and then you want Pep Guardiola managing your club side. So it's just never going to happen. But even Pep took a little while to get Man City playing well, and he Southgate had 4 days before the first game, whatever. And it sounds again probably laugh me off, but Pep Guardiola might be if he took charge of England when everyone wanted to sack Southgate, but like you're saying, he had that minimal amount of time to take charge. He might have been awful. We might have been terrible and playing out from the back. Maguire's fumbling under his feet. Stones ain't got a clue. So Pep Guardiola spent more money on defenders than most countries do on their self-defence and war crimes. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't. I'm not. Obviously, from what you're hearing, I support Southgate basically, and I think definitely to next Euros. No, like I said, I know we're out.
again.
Yeah.
But I think we've put quite a positive spin on it.
Yeah, and to be honest, just quickly on the player, I've got a little bit about the players we have currently, but that core group will play at the next Euros, and majority of them will be at the next World Cup. So if you think the young players, Foden, Bellingham, Saka, Declan Rice, all from the current squad, even players that aren't in the squad, Reece James, Chilwell, Harry Kane will definitely be at the next Euros, probably be a bit of an older head at the next World Cup, maybe 34 years old, wherever he is. So, and I think the only issue maybe is our striker for the next World Cup. But
that's exactly what I was about to get onto, Jack. So, like you said, the core is all low 20s. Henderson probably will go after. I think he'll probably retire now.
Yeah.
Maybe Walker. Only because Walker's been elite, like an elite player. I think he's been the best ever Premier League right back, personally.
Yeah, and I think the game of the weekend just showed you how good he is. Really good he can be.
And it might sound sick, but I don't think he'd be, but because of the quality behind it, like Reece James going in, Trent coming in, even Trippier maybe for maybe a year, but been fantastic servant.
Yeah.
Kane is obviously it's not like 32, you can still be good at and 34 you can still be bloody elite. But who is the next one?
Who's coming through? Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think, even like a 19-year-old kid like.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like, obviously it went down in 4 years, but I don't know.
No, exactly. Every other position in the pitch, you could name a couple. Even I know the current players, Foden, like I said, Foden, Bellingham, Saka, Rice. They're all quite young anyway. But yeah, I'd say the striker is the, and that's the same with Tottenham. When Kane moves on from Tottenham, who the hell is coming in? And we've got a few youngsters you see like things, and I'm sure you do similar with Arsenal. But like we've got this Dane Scarlett that's out on loan, and supposedly he's meant to be very good. I'm sure he is very good, but who knows? Yeah, I don't think we can expect Harry Kane to suddenly emerge out of the earth and he's our next striker. But yeah, that's the biggest worry, I'd say.
But like I said, Kane is one of them players who just do come just out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then 4 years ago, who were our backup strikers then? We had Welbeck.
2018. Who was that?
I'm trying to think. We had Welbeck.
Ashley Young was playing number 10. No,
he was playing left wing back, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was
the last time they played France.
Yeah, that was it.
Even at the Euros, we had Abraham and Calvert-Lewin, and they're good players. Don't get me wrong, but they're not.
Yeah, exactly. They're good players, but not.
They're never going to get to that elite level of a Wayne Rooney or of a Harry Kane. But 4 years, you never know. I don't. Now we knew Bukayo Saka was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And now he's second best player in the world. So.
Yeah. And it's like Bellingham. He was the last World Cup. He was 14 years old, and now he's 19.
Yeah.
We'll just ignore the Saka comment. We'll just brush that one over. But no, I just think it's ultimately absolutely gutted we're out. But I think stick by Southgate to the next Euros and see where we go from there.
I'll see where we go from there. Do you want to have a quick break and
we'll get back into it after
to round off the pod?
Let's look ahead now. We'll park England to the back of our brains for the moment.
For 2 years now.
Yeah, and we'll move on to the semi-finals. Obviously, World Cup continue. So, yes, Tate, tomorrow night, Argentina, Croatia.
Yeah, so Argentina got through on penalties against Netherlands. I was a bit gutted about that, to be honest. I don't think the Argentines covered themselves in much glory the way they antics
didn't.
And that.
We're not going to go too much in detail about all these games because, we don't want to totally bore you, but
I would love Croatia to win that.
Would you? On that, like Argentina, how they behaved, I actually back it.
I like the reaction to the penalty, but just
I do support it.
I really don't like Martinez and.
They're horrible. I'm sure they're horrible, but in the same way that
I do like the couple of
Netherlands. I'm sure like Holland, and Netherlands aren't. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure they're not all perfect and they're all quiet and hush hush. Like there was obviously a reason for them acting, and you saw that there was I've got here 17 yellows. And Dumfries, the Dutch right back, got sent off in the penalties, so for 2 yellows. So, it was a feisty affair. But I'd be with Otamendi. I'd be cupping my ears and run into Van Gaal's bench and the lot. So I'm fully behind it, to be fair.
Man, there's a player as bad as him as well. Like, have some grace.
Yeah. But then, as bad as him, you say Weghorst comes on and scores.
Oh no,
twice, so.
Burnley legend.
Yeah, exactly. As you got your Burnley
I am
bowl
currently
hat.
wearing a Burnley woolly hat in the bunker.
Is that in homage to
I didn't actually think
Weghorst?
about that, to be fair. Got it from a charity shop, £1.
Great purchase.
For those listeners that don't know, I collect football shirts and football memorabilia.
And bobble hats.
Doesn't matter what club you are. Well, it does matter what club. I will never buy anything Spurs, but I have got a Chelsea shirt somewhere. But no, Burnley hat is wearing. It's very warm, and it did only cost me £1. So no, but the Burnley legend, Wart Weghorst. How good was that second goal?
The free kick. Yeah, it was so.
It was like a FIFA goal.
Yeah, it was. It was like their defenders just totally lost his mind, and they slipped him in and scored. But
my reason for wanting Croatia is Modric.
Yeah,
I think that would be. And I mean, I know people want Messi to win it, and he's the FIFA king, the prince, whatever, blah 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 blah. I actually getting really, really fed up now with BBC and ITV just going on and on and on and on and on. Maybe they've got their documentary out now. I know he's probably the greatest player of all time, but there's more to Argentina than just him. Like I know he's done well and he's the best player, but come on, be more inventive. Talk about something different. Like I'm so bored of it.
I know. Maybe they just can't look beyond it.
Bias,
They just probably can't look beyond obviously that one man. But yeah, Modric. 160 appearances, Croatia.
Nuts, isn't it?
37 years old. He played the whole game and scored a penalty against Brazil in the quarterfinals. So, yeah, just tells you all about the man. He's ridiculous. And Croatia, like I said earlier, but they're in another semi-final. They got to the final last World Cup. So, obviously, this group of players, they're doing quite well. But, yeah, us losing to them in semis, maybe it wasn't that bad after all.
And, ironically, I don't know if that's the right word, but they had a really poor Euros.
Yeah, they
we
were.
beat them, didn't we, in the opening game? And
they were poor. And then the same group has turned up at the World Cup and somehow found themselves in a semi. So yes, like I said, Croatia looking to go back to back finals in the World Cup,
and it could be Croatia versus France again.
Yeah,
right?
Which would be, I think, be dross. I know you want Croatia to go through.
So this is a thing I read online, and I'm haven't really made my mind up on this. Are you a fan of the World Cup upsets, or would you rather see the big names, the big players, the big countries play each other? So my point I'm trying to make is there's a few possible outcomes for the World Cup final. Would you rather watch France, Argentina, or Croatia, Morocco?
I would, on paper, I would say Argentina, France, but I'm also not against. You can't be against all four, but yeah, I quite enjoy seeing like a Morocco getting to the semi. They've conceded one goal all tournament, so and like that basically shit house. They defend and defend, look for a counter. I back that hard. I've been involved in teams that's what we've done, and we've done really well. But yeah, so you can't. I would say you can't really be.
Yeah, I don't want to be not like being snobbish about it. But you know what I mean? Like, do you?
It happens.
It is a shame that there's no Brazil versus Argentina.
Yeah.
Like for me,
I think that would be an incredible game. In the same way, how many finals, I talk about Premier League, but how many Cup finals and Champions League finals you've watched that have just been awful, boring games. So, I think I'm not against or for whatever the smaller countries, the lesser teams getting through.
I mean, it's an incredible story in Morocco, isn't it? The first African team to get into the last four.
Yeah, semi-final World Cup.
And like you say, like you just touched on earlier, one goal conceded in the whole tournament, which was an own goal.
Yeah, against Canada. Yeah, own goal.
Which is just mind-blowing, really, how small the country is. And
we're talking about managers earlier and getting in charge and whatnot, but their manager was appointed 2 months before the World Cup. And to get him playing the way he has... is quite incredible, really, to be that resolute and that organised and disciplined in how they're going to approach the World Cup. Is, like I said, being charged for that little time is incredible.
I mean, I think his first season when he brought back Ziyech, didn't he? He'd been outlawed by the national team for a while, and they've obviously got Hakimi El Naziri, is it? It's called the goal.
Yeah, the striker. I think.
And Roman Saiss, who used to play for Wolves, isn't he? Now at Besiktas. Maybe?
Yes,
maybe
Turkey, probably Turkey.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But like Morocco, they've got their sub striker got sent off. Saiss went off injured, had a bit of a knock. Their West Ham centre off Aguar, I think.
Yeah.
He didn't play in the quarters, but he should be back. And there's another player that didn't play, should be back. So they might be feeling the effects of the tournament so far. They're probably the
Mm.
only team left in it that have struggled, really. They've got a few injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think you said Croatia. I think Argentina will beat them and France. So hopefully,
Argentina France would be probably on paper the best game, I think,
Yeah.
football wise.
I think so.
Um,
And I know you were saying about Messi, but yeah, Messi on 4 goals. He's equalled Batistu's total of 10 World Cup goals for Argentina. So him to get to the final would be quite a fairy tale story.
I do
ending.
think, like we mentioned on the preview podcast, I do think that was the other subplot. It is made for him. It's all coming together. They're getting the luck of the penalties. They're getting the odd decision here and there. He's playing well. They're sort of dragging their feet over. Brazil are now out. They've got Croatia.
Yeah, and
all
he's
set up
performing
for
now, isn't he? He has turned up and he's been brilliant. The game the other day against Holland.
I mean, out the last 4, don't be wrong, they're the last team out of the 4 I want to win it.
I don't mind it. I quite enjoy it. I think their fans are brilliant, and yeah, I'd quite enjoy it.
So, should we run for a little quick prediction?
Yeah, let's do it. Go on.
So Argentina, Croatia tomorrow, is it?
Yes.
I'm gonna go score draw, and I'm gonna go Croatia penalties again.
They've on their Croatia penalties. I've got it
You
here.
got a number on it? They seem to always do really well. They're a
thought I
team that
did.
just sort of drag themselves over the line. They never look good.
Mm.
They just don't
mean,
look bad.
In that game against Brazil, the Petkovic equaliser was they're the first side on record since '66 to score with their first shot in target.
And it was a horrific goal
And
as
in
well.
the 100 and whatever minute, 114th, 15th minute, wherever it was. So.
Then it deflected.
And their recent form, another win on penalties, so another extra time, another shootout for Croatia, 2 shootouts and an extra time in 2018. Were they on 2 shootouts already next time?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's obviously the foot. Not putting no saying they want penalties, but they just dig out and like they're hard to beat, like a Morocco. But yeah, no, but sorry, that was Croatia penalties you went for, didn't you, in the end?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Argentina extra time. I think. No, change that. Scrap that. I'm gonna go Argentina 90 minutes. 3-1. I reckon they'll score a couple. They'll score a couple of early goals. The goat will turn up.
Yeah.
3-1.
And then on to France, Morocco. I do think this could be one more. A game too far for Morocco, like you said.
Little classic game too far.
So they've beat Spain, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And
beat Belgium, Spain, and now Portugal.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible.
It was what teams they are to beat.
Yeah.
I do think France will have too much from them.
Yeah, I think France will win it also.
Yeah, I'd say 2-0. 2-0, 90 minutes. Killy, maybe.
Yeah, killy, Mbappe.
Killy on the double, extend his lead at the top.
I'm going to go with...
I can't see them...
I think 1-0 France in 90 minutes.
I can't see Morocco scoring.
No, I think they'll, like they have played the whole tournament, just dig out a performance when they resolute, basically play 5 across the back, 4 across the midfield, probably kick and fight and run as far as they can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think France...
Hope for a goal on a set piece, maybe, something like that,
Yeah. Do you think on the semi-finals, if Argentina get to the final, Messi wins, or Argentina win and Messi lives the trophy, is that the end of the GOAT debate?
I think the debate ended about a year ago, personally, because I openly was always Ronaldo, and it probably is some of my Man United bias that ever since he's gone to United, he's just gone down in estimation. Like, he's just really, last 12 months especially, he's just killed himself. He should, and I've said it 1,000 times, should have gone to Man City. Get that golden boot. Get a Premier League winners medal at 37 years old. Shove it up United's arse. Like, I'm the best. No, but he would have been held in such a better regard that now he's just moody all the time. Like, he's just... I know he's not at the peak of his... But neither's Messi at the peak of his powers. But Messi's playing for PSG, whereas he's got Neymar and Mbappe around him. And he can... And Neymar... He's obviously got that more footballing ability where he can play these balls. Ronaldo hasn't got that.
Yeah.
But if Ronaldo was at City, he would have every attacking player under the sun giving him a chance. He probably went for United and he's got McTominay and Fred behind him. And like, he said, we loved it. He didn't love the club. I think Man City must have pulled out the deal or he's done something, but that's just, it killed him. It's killed his, not his legacy.
But do you think that do you think he, like you said, didn't pick the right team basically to go to, or didn't get the opportunity to go to the right team, and you just think he's suddenly realising that he's not as good as he was, or can't do exactly what he wants to do on the pitch?
Yeah, that exactly, and also because he can't do that, that's coming across in a really poor way.
Yeah,
and that's why.
And basically, do you think he can't cope? He can't mentally get his head around the situation, and he's found himself on the bench for United. He's found himself left out of Portugal's team. So
I think you're correct there, and the way he's acting is putting other people off
going near him.
So Ronaldo's obviously still a very good guy, and probably the best, maybe it's the best finisher around. Like if he gets a chance, he's probably going to bury it. But as someone like, I don't know, obviously he's still going to need 300k a week, whatever. But as someone like Newcastle or building something, going to touch him now?
No.
Like he could shirt sales,
they don't need him,
Chelsea, like no one in the Prem wants him now. Like that's what sort of the sad thing for me, that he's even the Piers Morgan. Like, what are you doing? Grow up.
Yeah.
Like he's done that just because he wants enough. And where are you going now? It seems a waste for me for him to go to Saudi for 2 years. It just seems like that's not how his career should have ended. His career should have ended
on top.
Yeah, he should have gone to
with one of the best teams in Europe.
Yeah, it just seems a bit. I'm a bit disappointed watching it play out, and I would have loved to see him maybe get to the semis, but I think he's acted really, really poorly these last 12 to 15 months at United.
He's totally lost his head in the last few months, but just interesting, and well, for me, hopefully I just need to get to the final.
Yeah, but like I said, if he did win it, then that's it. Yeah, done. Yeah. I mean, I do think it's probably 75-25, but yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, it'd be good.
Would be it done. No, I think that brings a close. Obviously, we'll touch on the teaser before we go, but no, I think that
I think
around to the
upcoming games next couple of days.
Of the World Cup so far, and we'll have one final, maybe two final episodes of the World Cup podcast. Yeah,
the World Cup edition's coming to an end,
and then back to the grind of the.
I've seen a few bits on telly already about. For some reason, they're on Sky News. They're talking about Conte and like the money we've spent and all this. Like England have just been knocked out. The World Cup's still going on. They're already brought that up. It's just like, what is going on? But back to Premier League table.
We've just beat Lyon 3-0, and so far we're top of the Dubai Super Cup so far. With an extra bonus point for winning a penalty shootout after already winning the game.
An extra bonus point. That's really good.
Regardless of the result, there's a penalty shootout after the game. So Arsenal won 3-0 and won a penalty shootout 2-1.
Oh, good.
2-1.
Good.
It was horrific penalties. Arsenal sit pretty on 4. And then Liverpool played Lyon. Lacazette scored twice.
Oh, they lose?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Then they lost the game, and then they lost on penalties.
Oh, dear.
So we've got AC Milan tomorrow night to win the inaugural first ever Dubai Super Cup.
You going to stream it? You paid for it?
Well, Arsenal are charging $7.99 a game to stream for a Dubai pre-season.
You're saying that Tottenham got a friendly. We've got Nice at home in like a couple of weeks, whatever, and they're charging I think like £15 to go and watch it.
We also went Juve on Saturday, train strikes, and it's like £30 a ticket. Like, grow up.
Yeah. But we're talking about friendlies. Tottenham played Motherwell the other day, won 4-0. Doherty scored twice, so the Irish Cafu on return in the new year. Can't wait.
No, I am looking. As much as I am very nervous now, the Premier League coming back now, and Arsenal are without their main
golden
striker.
boy,
But as you listeners from the episode 1 will know, it's Eddie's time to shine now, ladies and gents.
Nketiah.
No, we'll touch on this in a couple more podcasts. Maybe the one after Boxing Day when he gets a brace against the Hammers.
Yeah, we're still at the World Cup, but
probably we'll have a roundup next week of the World Cup and thoughts, and we'll maybe go through our previews and
our terrible predictions.
Yeah, I think I've got one right, the England one, but so let's test your England knowledge, Jack.
Yeah.
England haven't won a World Cup since 1966, but how far back can you go, naming the teams that have eliminated us? And for you listeners, like we said at the beginning of the show, drop us a message on the maybe a DM or a thing. I'll drop it in the chat as well and see how many. Be honest, see how far you get. I reckon I could have gone to 98.
I'm not getting far. I'm not getting.
And I would have been done at 98, I think.
I'm not getting far. I can tell you that. Right. So 2022, France.
Yes.
2018, Croatia.
Yep.
Oh, that pause. I was like, is it Croatia?
Yeah.
2014. Where was that World Cup?
I'll give you Brazil.
Brazil. Who do we... Oh, my God. 2010 was South Africa.
Yeah, if you want to, you can
And that
come
was,
back.
yeah, that was Germany.
Yep.
2006 was in Germany. Was
Yeah.
it? But who did we lose to? 2014, that is Brazil. 2014. Was that Italy? No. 2014, was it the group stage?
Yep.
Group stage, yeah, okay.
Italy were in the group, so yeah.
I'm backing it.
So we're on 2006
Germany.
World Cup.
Oh. Because 2002 was Brazil. Was it?
Yeah.
When we got knocked out by Brazil.
Yeah.
But then 2006 Germany. I'm gonna...
You're doing well. I'll give you a clue if you want.
Go on.
This team knocked us out 2 years prior in the Euros.
Oh, Portugal?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2006. I mean, I don't remember that tournament at all. That is thanks to Tate's clue.
Right, so now we're on 98.
98.
You've done well.
Yeah.
Famous game. For 2 reasons.
Oh, was it Argentina?
Yep.
Was that Poch?
It was the kick and the Owen goal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, or the kick. Oh.
All right. Hang on. I've exceeded my expectations. You check my computer. I've got nothing just apart from my Word document and phone's not on. But 98, 94.
USA.
Ooh, 94. This is I wouldn't even know. 94. I'm gonna go with. Is it a European country that we got beat by? It's okay. Okay. My guess is Denmark for whatever reason, but so it's obviously not a European country.
Did not qualify.
Oh, did it? Oh, we didn't qualify.
Did not qualify.
Okay. There we go. That's my knowledge.
That's fine. 1990. This is a team this time. I was just testing you out.
90. Italia 90, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the old listeners will get this.
Yeah, they always show it because obviously it was a relatively good tournament for us.
Another famous thing happened.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know who we got knocked out by. Was that when Lineker? No, that wasn't the tournament he cacked his pants, was it? Was that a game? Was that no? I don't know.
It was against Cameroon, I think.
Go on anyway. Yeah, 90 to get knocked out by
West Germany, the Gaza yellow.
Oh,
I believe that was that one.
Right. I know we got knocked out by Argentina at some point, but that was years ago. 86.
That was the hand of God.
Yes.
And then 82.
Oh, wasn't it? Was that Mexico World Cup?
Spain
World Cup.
Second group stage. I didn't even know that was a thing.
No.
And then 1978 and 1974 did not qualify.
So wait, 82. No, but 82 was in Mexico, wasn't it? I think. Was that the Mexico World Cup?
86 Mexico.
86. Oh, that's okay. Fine.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised. That's all right.
But also, what makes me obviously the World Cup. This might sound similar. The World Cup's every 4 years. Since the hand of God, there's only been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 World Cups.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we think, we want to win. We've had
Comes
9 chances.
Few and far between.
9 chances to win something. That's not a lot.
No. Yeah.
That's it's when you put things in perspective about obviously the Southgate situation. Situation. About the improvement.
Yeah.
And if I quickly run through these things, we'll start from 2022. But France quarters, Croatia semi, Brazil group, South Africa round of 16, Germany quarters, Korea quarters, France round of 16. USA did not qualify. Italy semi, Mexico quarter, 82 second group stage, and 78 and 74 did not qualify. They ain't great.
No, that's why I don't get the. Yeah, just I don't know. People just do it. I think to be different or try and get their voice heard. I don't know, but
28 years, 2 semi-finals.
Yeah,
that says it all.
Yeah,
really.
And Southgate got us to a semi-final and a final of a Euro. So Yeah, no, I like that question. Good question. I'm quite surprised myself.
Very
there.
well done, Jack.
Yeah.
And like you said, the listeners, drop your answers in the comments or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty out there that got them all right within seconds, but yeah. But I think that's round off this episode this week.
Thank you for listening. Obviously, continue to follow the account, follow the socials, and interact with our polls and whatnot. And obviously, the World Cup content will be coming to an end shortly.
Yes.
And we're back on the Premier League hype.
Yeah. So I'm sure our community so far have all basically supported England, but yeah, when Premier League comes back round, and I'm sure there'll be a few difference in opinions. But yeah, we look forward to it. But yeah, thanks again, and stay loyal.
Yeah, stay loyal.